It's time for the Social Show with Viwe Kyolwana.
Social Show?
Social Show.
Happy Friday and welcome to the Social Show. My name is Viwe Kyolwana, and of course, for the next 30 minutes, I'm going to take you on a journey which is engulfed within the CSR, as well as the shared value space, philanthropy, and all the things good that are coming out of South Africa, all the things that are boosting not only our social experiences, but also our economy, our children's condition, where they are, how they feel, our environment, all things, of course. Have to shout out to Social TV, which is one of the leading online platforms on this specific industry. And if you want to know a little bit more about what's happening in the world of CSI in South Africa rather, and abroad, you can go to www.social-tv.co.za for more information. Also, if you have anything that you'd like for me to know, there's a whole week coming up next week. I like things that come up kind of off the cuff. It gives me a chance to really stretch my journalistic skills. But if you have any initiatives that you think are important, that you think can be spoken about, that you really want to expose to corporates around South Africa, please send me an email at press@social-tv.co.za, or you can just send me a tweet on brandlive.co.za, or a Facebook message, or there's so many ways in which you can get a hold of the Social Show. Well, today is Friday, and of course it's Casual Day, so I hope you all have your stickers and you are supporting persons with disabilities. It's all about access. It's all about making sure that someone with a disability, whatever it may be, is able to access the same things that you can without even thinking about them. It's about helping them to realize that moving around, being who they are, getting to specific places, working in specific places shouldn't be as hard as it actually is at the moment. So get your stickers. They're everywhere. Get your Casual Day stickers and have a great Friday. But before we get into what we're going to be speaking about today, actually we have a guest, and I hope he's on his way. He's a little bit late, so we're going to have to see how that turns out for us. I hope it turns out well. But anyway, we're going to go straight into the news.
CSI update.
Standard Bank has launched a social campaign on Twitter to show that inspiring and positive tweets can be turned into tangible educational tools with the help of 3D printing and laser cutters. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Some call it the concept of cause and effect, and others would term it reaping what you sow. Standard Bank calls it good follows good. Standard Bank Group has launched a first of its kind tweet machine, a mobile industrial container that acts as a factory of sorts by linking the global reach of social media to 3D printers and laser cutting, and is expected to produce at least 1,000 set square and ruler kits for grade 6 learners. Standard Bank launched the Tweet Machine campaign to show that positive actions and words can be transformed into tangible outcomes that have a lasting impact on people's lives. In other news, the Greenscape Sector Development Agency and the Friedrich Neumann Foundation of Freedom are hosting a competition for water innovators to win funding and developmental support for their tech solution. The event will take place on the 10th of October in Cape Town. Top competition finalists will have the opportunity to pitch their water product of service in a Shark Tank style format in front of the Green Cape FNF, the City of Cape Town, Western Cape Department of Economic Development and Tourism, as well as water business accelerators and investors. The competition has been developed in response to the wave of water innovations that have emerged during the Western Cape water crisis. As a part of the journey towards the water resilience, the event will convene water sector development experts and investors with entrepreneurs that have promising innovations that are in need of support. The judging panel will consist of representatives from Green Cape, FNF, as well as the Western Cape Department of Economic and Development and Tourism, to name a few. The competition winner will stand the chance to win a business support package to the value of 20,000 Rand. The support on offer could include business plan development assistance, market opportunity insight, skills training and mentorship, and local and international investor matchmaking. And lastly, in our news, determined to take a step towards breaking the cycle of poverty, KwaZulu-Natal's Midland members of the Rotary Club of Hilton and Howick have embarked on an early childhood development education project. Their efforts will see 25 teachers receive their bursaries over the next few years. So research has shown that when children begin their education a little bit earlier, they grow up more intelligent, capable, and successful, while preschool, and more specifically grade R in South Africa, is not compulsory. The government has taken these findings seriously to make plans to make sure that grade R is compulsory. The Rotary Club of Hilton and Howick's members have thus embarked on a project to train early childhood development teachers over the next few years. The course the club chose is in partnership with Caversham Institute will not only equip the teachers but will also ensure that their qualifications are recognized. Courses offered by Caversham Institute are recognized by the South African Qualifications Authority, and the teachers trained in this project will receive an NQF5 qualification in early childhood development after 2 years of study. The project will begin early next year when first 5 teachers will start their studies at Caversham Institute. It will be staggered over the next few years with a cumulative minimum of about 25 teachers being trained at a project costing around 700,000. Okay, well, that concludes our news. We're going to take a short break and we'll be back shortly.
Inspiring children with creative play is what we do at the Lego Group. In 2017, we took many steps to make a difference to the world they live in. We want to enable children to have fun and socialise while being safe online. So we launched Lego Life, a safe social network for children. We also care about our planet's future, so 100% of the energy used for making Lego bricks is balanced by renewable energy. And thousands of Lego volunteers reach 400,000 children globally, inspiring them to learn through play. We are proud of the positive impact we have all made and will continue to build a better future for children and the world around them.
400 kilometers off the eastern coast of Africa, Madagascar boasts unrivaled species and ecosystem diversity. Nearly 98% of the island's land mammals, 91% of its reptiles, and 80% of its flowering plants are found nowhere else on Earth. Scientists from Chicago's Field Museum, including MacArthur Fellow Steve Goodman, are studying and seeking to conserve biodiversity here. In Madagascar and 7 other areas of the tropics, the Foundation strives to strike a balance between conservation and the needs of rural communities in developing countries. A research initiative at Arizona State University is examining this question using case studies in Peru, Tanzania, and Vietnam. Other new projects seek to identify and mitigate the threat from global climate change on species in some of the most diverse ecosystems on the planet.
And as I said, my guest was a bit late. Well, not late. Let's be honest. He's actually on time, and he's in studio, so I'm excited. I'm going to be able to have the conversation that I've been really wanting to have for the past few hours, 24 hours maybe. So as you guys know, every Friday I try to really showcase really amazing entrepreneurs in and around South Africa who are really trying to make sure that not only the economy grow, but the stories that are coming out are so much more different. And there's so many ways in which you can really contribute to the economy. There's so many ways in which you can uplift yourself and change your life. And I think it's important that we show the different stories, that it's not just one way of doing things. There's so many different ways of doing things. And I think our guest has that exact story, a story that I think is different, that is unique, that may be yours, but more than that really ended up in I think success. Hezron Lowe, everybody, is the co-founder of Sumthing Fresh, a restaurant and Africa's biggest food truck. He was also voted the Tsogosan Entrepreneur of the Year in 2017. And this year he was selected as a mentor to help aspiring entrepreneurs during the Standard My Fearless Next campaign. Hezron has a very interesting story on how he built his business from nothing to where it is today. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
You look so excited.
I am because I love I want to be an entrepreneur. So that's why whenever I speak to entrepreneurs or people who are inspiring entrepreneurs, I'm so excited because it's like knowledge. And I'm sure anybody who's listening is thinking the same thing, right?
Yeah. I think I just want to say off the bat, if you want to be an entrepreneur, do it.
100%.
Just Nike it.
Don't think about it too long.
Yeah, don't just do it. Take the plunge, get off the edge, live life.
100%. Okay, let's just start off with your story. I want to know where did it all start? When did you get the ideas? When did you realize, you know what, I'm actually going to do this?
Actually, it's quite a long story, but I'm gonna cut it short, and it's quite an interesting one. I actually met my business partner in a taxi. I was sitting in a taxi. I was on my way to varsity, and there was this guy sitting next to me reading a cookbook. And we started talking.
Yeah.
And I asked him what's in the cookbook, and he showed me some cakes. And every day during varsity, he would show me food, like same taxi.
Not really normal, but okay.
Yeah. And
Just showing each other cookbooks in the middle of a taxi.
Yeah.
Okay, let's carry on.
Passion for food. And then like a few years later, like 12 years later, I bumped into the same guy at a bar.
12 years later.
12 years later. I'm
Okay.
in my 30s now.
Okay.
So 12 years later, we bumped into each other in a bar. And we had a chat. And guess what we spoke about again? Food. Yeah, so I was working in the banks. He was working as a chef somewhere. And we decided to quit our jobs and just start a business. That's it.
That's it. And then how did you start a business? Because obviously food trucks are I think they're getting into the space. A lot more people are getting a little bit more familiar with the idea of food trucks in South Africa. But why food trucks? Why couldn't you just open a normal restaurant somewhere, settle down?
So initially we were like, yeah, let's do this restaurant thing. It's this great idea. He's got the chefing experience. I don't know what I actually brought to the story. But in any case, so we looked at what it costs to open up a restaurant. You have to have a 3 months deposit. You have to renovate the space. And we really wanted to start this business. So we decided, what, the trend of food trucks was blowing up in Texas at the time.
Yes.
So we're like, let's do this. Let's try bring gourmet street food to South Africa.
Yeah, and definitely you guys are doing something right. You won an entrepreneur award not a lot too long ago, last year. How did that come about? How did you feel? And why do you think you won?
Okay, so I just want to go one way and then the other way with the
100%.
question. So last year I won the Tsogosan Entrepreneur of the Year award. That was fantastic. But that came out of necessity. Because as entrepreneurs, we all have these brilliant ideas that we want to quit our job and start maybe a shoe company or a clothing label and so forth. But a lot of us actually don't have the acumen to run a business.
100%.
There's a lot of skills involved in running a business. There's HR, there's tax, there's accounting, there's all of those. So myself and my business partner, we've always gone through little programs. So we did the Branson Center of Entrepreneurship program. We didn't win there. And they teach you all these skills and you go. So that was a very basic one. And then the year before that, we did the Raise Corp entrepreneurship program. That was a more intensive one. That was for 2 years. And then last year, 2017, we did the Tsogosan program. And our business was then voted the best out of all the businesses entered in terms of improvement, because we're always looking to improve our businesses. Yes.
I find that a lot of entrepreneurs think it's going to be like not an overnight success, but you're going to find your way and it's going to get there. But I think when you do sort of involve yourself with programs, you're a little bit more structured, you're a little bit more, it takes longer because you've got the 2 years, like you're saying, or the 3 years to really get where you want to get. How important do you think those steps were to getting your business where it is?
They're vital. They're essential. When babies are born, they're not born running, or they're not born with driver's license. They eat soft food first, then they eat solids, then they start walking, then they start talking. And the same with a business. You have to treat a business like that. Unless you've got large capital where you can just bring in people and you can start running. But most of us don't have that sort of money, so we have to learn as we go along. And that is important. If you spend the time learning, you can grow your business. Don't be in a rush.
100%. And you guys are Africa's biggest food truck, or
Africa's largest food truck.
That comes with a lot of responsibility, right? Which means you guys are number one at the moment. How do you maintain that same feeling of like, I'm still gonna do this, I'm still gonna be creative, I'm still gonna change, how are you making sure that you maintain the momentum?
I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of people say, I love my business and all of that. There are days where I wake up in the morning and I just want to jump off a building, actually, because it's hard. It's hard work. Yeah. And then there are days where things are fantastic. So it's the ups and the downs, and you just have to learn to ride that. There's no one brilliant moment that will keep you at the top.
Yeah.
No, you never, people say, I'm an overnight success, or there are overnight successes. There's no such thing.
I agree.
It's a 10-year overnight success. It's all that investment. So what keeps us going is the business itself. We keep putting in the work every day in, day out.
What I also love about you guys is that you're not only doing that for yourselves, but you're doing it for aspiring entrepreneurs. Why do you think that's important, that you pay it forward?
It's important, especially in South Africa.
Yeah.
So recently I got mugged.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a shock to me. But the next day when I spoke to my business partner and he's like, Hezron, are you okay? Because I wasn't in Joburg. And he's like, Hezron, are you okay? I'm like, yes, I'm fine. But we need to keep creating good businesses and strong businesses in South Africa to create hope, to remove crime. Because crime is there because people are desperate.
Poverty.
So the more hope we create with our businesses, the better our country will be. So that's very important to me.
100%. And I know you said there's ups and downs. Can we talk a little bit about the downs? I think it's such an interesting industry. Did you find it open? Did you find that people were trying to give you a hand, or did you feel like, man, you were knocking on those doors until your hands were bloody?
So funny story is, we at the Fourways Farmers Market, right?
Yes.
And that's actually where we got our first foot in. And when we started at the Fourways Farmers Market, we actually knocked at the market manager's door every weekend for 6 months before she gave us a gap.
Wow.
And we were like going through the worst. Our business was failing. We were splitting 150 Rand a week.
Damn.
And everything was just bad. And we're like, we have to get into the Fourways Farmers Market. We feel that it's a different clientele
100%.
and it could raise our business.
Yeah.
And we would go there and she'd say, listen, not a good idea. We'd go there, we'd say we sell wings. She'd say my clientele don't eat chicken on the bone. We'd go there, we'd say, we'd come up with all sort of
Different
ideas. And finally, she just got so tired of us. She's like, just come do whatever you do. And then we'll see how it goes. And
It's been up all the way up since then.
Well,
I mean, we hope. Let's talk about Something Fresh. I know you guys have a lot of things that you offer, from corporate, catering to smaller pop-up restaurants to obviously now Fourways. Just talk a little bit about what the business actually does and how.
So our business is, it's something that I still can't believe it's as big as it is. We've got a number of different divisions. We've got our corporate and corporate catering. So we do large corporate companies, we do launches, stuff like that. Then we do small catering for private individuals, birthday parties, stuff like that. We've recently opened up a restaurant in Norwood.
That's amazing.
We've got the food truck sales, so we park somewhere on the road and and people come over and eat. And then we do branding on our bus.
Okay.
So we have, because it's the largest food truck,
Yes.
it's basically a billboard.
Yes.
So if you so people
That's smart.
put their branding on our bus. And we've got a factory where we produce like our sauces, our chicken.
It's so amazing.
Yeah, it's actually
It's exciting.
it's nerve-wracking.
Right. Because if your chicken one day is a mess, what's going to happen?
No. So we're very strict about that.
Okay, let's talk about
So as we've grown our business, we've realized that we have to get the right people. And this is one of the reasons small businesses fail, is that we don't employ the right people. You have to pay those salaries. So we employed a factory manager, someone who understands HACCP, who can look after our chicken to make sure that the chicken's frozen. When it's defrosted, it's fresh. Yes, that's why we call it Something Fresh.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay.
So that is very important.
Yeah.
So employing the right people to make sure that your business grows in the right way and you conform properly. It's like paying tax. If you don't pay tax, you're going to get in trouble.
100%. SARS is on your bums. Okay. Also, I just want to know, like in terms of policy, how has, especially from the food truck perspective, is there spaces you can't sell and you can sell? Is there anything around that? Because that's the first thing I would think of is, wouldn't the cops just come and say, what are you doing?
So what you have to do is you have to speak to your local municipality and Metro Police. So you go to Metro Police and you find out where you can park, and they'll tell you where you can park and they'll give you a permit,
Okay.
as well as your local municipality. Then you have to apply for a health certificate for that area. They'll come and they'll look at your vehicle, whatever you're selling there, that everything is hygienic and that you're doing it the way you should be, and then you can sell. So because we do different pop-ups, we apply almost every month at different locations.
100%. And just lastly, how influential or important has the government or the work the government's doing to sort of help you? Have you looked at that section? Or is it just, do you feel like you just did the most you could? Have you looked at that space? 'Cause a lot of people, do the tenderpreneurs of life.
We
So I just want to know.
are not in tender business at
Yeah.
all. Our
Yeah.
business has been built by myself and my business partners' hard work. When Government is doing a lot of things to help. There's the NEC, there's the NEF, NYDA. There's all those all those things that are out there that you can go and apply for. We didn't go that route. We wanted to self-fund and build our business. So because people become dependent on that. They become
100%.
grant businesses. So they apply for one grant, then they get another grant, and their businesses basically live grant to grant. We wanted an actual. I'm not saying these are not actual businesses.
Shade. I'm joking.
But I'm just saying that we wanted to build our business. There is help. Like when we went to Race Corp, there was help. There was intellectual property that we needed, intellectual knowledge that we needed to bring into our businesses.
Yeah.
Building processes, having the right processes.
Yeah.
And government is trying.
It's trying. Okay. I like that. Just a few words from you as to where people can find you, how people can get in touch with you if they want to. If they want to finance their corporate strategies. I'm urging every CSI, anybody who's listening, to really just take a look at something fresh, something very different. And I'm sure the food is good. I haven't had any.
You haven't had my food?
No, I haven't had. I'm gonna go to Four Ways this weekend.
Have you been to Neighbor Goods?
I've been to Neighbor Goods.
You know that chicken with the boat and the watermelon and the cheese over the top?
I've seen it. I didn't have it.
You gotta have it.
I'm a mess.
You must try it.
I'm a mess. I'm gonna do it. And I'm gonna show you. You can just give us a few. Where can people get you?
Okay, so where you can find us is on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. It's at Sumthing Fresh. SUMTING. The word fresh. SUMTING, and fresh. And then you can call our office on 010257591, and then you can catch me on Instagram at Hezron Low, HEZRONLOUW.
100%. Thank you so much, Hezron Low, the co-founder of Sumthing Fresh Restaurant, Africa's biggest food truck. I think it's exciting. We're going to take a short break and we'll be back straight after this.
Module will share with you 4 compelling reasons why you and your organization should embrace community involvement and CSR opportunities. You demonstrate your commitment to the community, your team, and your customers. You elevate the charisma and mission of your business by association with your involvement while broadening the public's awareness to your business and your brand. You allow your team to embrace a noble cause, which will strengthen their own reasons to see your company as preferred employer. And you'll actually open up your horizons, your own horizons, in the sharing and caring about issues that are actually important in your own community, and in doing so, elevate you as a leader with other like-minded leaders. These are the first 4 reasons that will help you decide to get you, your company, and your team involved with issues that matter to the very people that live and work in the community you call home.
What? What? What?
What?
What? What?
What?
What?
Hey Sam, how's it going?
John, how funny. I was just telling my sister how inspiring it is to see you out and about. Good for you, man.
What?
People with disabilities don't want to be put on a pedestal. They are just like you and me and should be treated no differently. The disabled community is the 3rd largest market segment in the United States, surpassing Hispanics, African Americans, and Asian Americans. But they are still searching for equality. Special treatment is not needed and is condescending.
Share your what moments. Give your voice. Seek change. For more information about sharing your what moment, visit theawarenesscampaign.com.
What?
You want him to be my place? Yeah. All right. That was good.
I know.
Well, we are back in my favorite time of the show. Actually, the whole show is my favorite part. But this is my favorite part because it's just that one thing that is going to make you, it's going to stick in your head, and hopefully you won't think twice about doing what you can do because it's in the back of your mind. So maybe you can speak to your friends about it, organize something, do something this weekend that is for the greater good. And of course, today is Casual Day, guys, for persons with disabilities. If you don't know what Casual Day is, where have you been? Casual Day is South Africa's leading fundraising and awareness campaign for persons with disabilities and is a flagship project of the National Council of and for Persons with Disabilities. It was launched in 1995, and today we celebrate people who are differently abled in terms of their body and how they conduct themselves. And I think it's very important to encourage the public to contribute financially also to the small donation of 10 Rand for a sticker. I'm going to play a little bit of a clip that's going to tell you the theme for this year, and then we're going to come back and wrap up the show.
South Africa needs heroes. South Africa needs everyday people who do the extraordinary. For Casual Day 2018 this year, we call on you to be a protagonist for change, to be a hero for yourself, for others, and for our country. Heroes care about other people. Heroes can put themselves in someone else's shoes. Heroes use their skills and talents to do good themselves rather than waiting for someone else to do it. Heroes don't give up. They keep going even after setbacks and frustrations. Heroes strive to be all they can despite shortfalls. Heroes never stop working to make the world a better place for everyone. Heroes are defined by their strength of character. Now more than ever, South Africa needs people to dig deep inside themselves, find the hero within, and be an everyday hero with persons with disabilities. This is our 2018 theme that will take us a giant step closer to our ultimate goal. A nation that excludes no one. A nation that upholds everyone's human rights and works for full inclusion. We want a South Africa in which all people have equitable opportunity and equal access to education, jobs, justice, and more. Help us raise this banner in 2018. You are called upon to be an everyday hero with persons with disabilities on Casual Day, Friday, 7 September. Every one of our successes starts with raised awareness and community spirit in action. Every assistive device bought and handed over to someone who needs it. Every training and job creation project. Every building or educational institution that is designed with all users in mind. Being a Casual Day hero is easy. Get your Casual Day sticker and encourage as many people as you can to get theirs for a donation of only 10 Rand. Be part of the team by telling everybody you know about Casual Day. Encourage them to support Casual Day and help them understand why persons with disabilities deserve equity alongside all other South Africans. Because Casual Day is as much about raising awareness as it is about raising money. This year, we have a range of fabulous Casual Day shirts, caps, and bucket hats to complement your stickers. So get your orders in early and put a smile on the faces of everybody you know. Get them for your family, friends, colleagues, your next door neighbor, mother-in-law, kids, pastor, sangoma, the checkout lady at the grocery store, your teacher, and even the petrol attendant. Remind them too that their most important accessory on Friday the 7th of September is their Casual Day sticker. Every time you do, you're being a hero and making a real difference to thousands of persons with disabilities across our land. So this Casual Day and every day, be an everyday hero with persons with disabilities.
As I said before, today is Casual Day, and it's very important that you become a part of a group of thousands of South Africans who demonstrate that small actions can make a really huge difference in people's lives. And again, it's all about inclusion. It's all about making sure that everybody has, equality and equity in every single space. And as I said, this week I've been speaking all things about disabilities. For me, it's about really funding innovations that will make people with disabilities feel a little bit more included in the sense of the things that they can use, the technology that they can use to just operate in just daily activities, and I think that's important. There are about 4,500 companies, 100 schools, 400 NGO taking part in Casual Day, and I really hope that you are part of that huge number. That concludes our show for today. It's been lovely. It's a great week. Have a great weekend. It's the first weekend of September. It should be exciting. We'll be back again, same time, same place, only on The Social Show.
Harnessing the power of talk radio. Brandlive.co.za